Hey, welcome to Thistlehawk Homestead. So tonight we're making fish tacos. This recipe came to me via my younger brother who passed away a few years back. So whenever we make this, usually we have music going and it's a jovial atmosphere and it's just kind of a party just so we can appreciate him. Just just the way it works. So we're going to be making fish tacos. We're going to explain it. I think I've got the camera set up so you can actually watch me do it, which I think is something that I've kind of been missing with y'all, is not showing you how I do it and just explaining. So hopefully we can rectify that, and maybe things will go well for you. Okay, it's a little easier to follow along, anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put us on pause. I'm going to get the camera set up, and then we'll be right back, and we'll go through breading some fish. Okay. All right. So that seems to be okay. So we have cod. Came in fresh. We got it from the market today. It's basically a little over a pound. We cut it in bite-sized nuggets. Once it's breaded, it gets bigger. And you got to remember, you're only using a 6-inch corn tortilla. So you need to kind of watch your size on your fish because there's other things that's going to go in it. Okay? So we got that. Seasoned flour. So it's salt, white pepper. 4 scrambled eggs. And again, it's just whipped to a point where you're breaking up the whites so they mesh well with the yolks, and it creates a really nice seal. And then this is corn tortilla chips, salted. You buy them in the grocery store, a couple bucks a bag, or as cheap as you want to get it. And that's mixed with our chili powder, which is here. Yes, I still have a ton of it. So mixed with our chili powder, a little extra cumin, a little extra garlic. We're not adding salt to this because of the salt on the tortilla chips. It should be more than enough. Okay, you don't want to over salt it. So we're going to bread this. When you do breading, you can see this plastic down on the counter. I like to put plastic down so that way when the flour leaks over or the crumbs leak over or even the egg leaks over the edge, it goes on the plastic. And it's so much easier to clean up. This is how we do it in the restaurants. If you're not doing it at home, might be something to consider. It definitely makes life much easier for you. Okay? So we're just going to bread these, get them onto this plate. We're going to let them rest a little bit, so that way they hold up. Because we're going to put them in a pan fry situation in the cast iron, and then while we're doing that, we're going to be heating up our corn tortillas, and you can see by my right hip the ears and the nose. Unfortunately, she thinks that it's time for me to play with her, even if I am doing this. That was Briar. Briar's our new family member. She's been with us since the end of May, so the Memorial Day weekend actually. And she turned 1 on August 9th, so she's still kind of a baby, and she's still learning her ways. She's a rescue, and we love her dearly. She's awesome. So anyways, we're going to bread some fish, okay? One hand wet, one hand dry. Typically, I like to wear gloves for this, but I'm out, so I'll have to pick up some when I'm out tomorrow. So, wet. With fish this size, I tend to put a couple handfuls in. If you have a basket, like a fry basket or a strainer basket or something like that, you want to put your fish in that, bury it in the flour and shake it. That works really great too. Okay. Shake off all your extra flour. You don't want any extra flour because what it does is it creates a pocket once it hits the egg. So if you can avoid those pockets, because once the pocket breaks, it's just flour. There's no egg there, and then the tortilla chips can't hang on. Okay. And again, shake that. I'll throw the next batch in. Okay, and then over here again, one hand wet, one hand dry. Just which means you got to slide your body down. If you have two people to do this, one person can do, again, one hand wet, one hand dry, but you don't have to slide down. Everybody can just kind of do their thing. You see me kind of pressing it in. Sorry, my hand was in the way. So I'm grabbing it, I'm pressing it in, and then you just set it there to let it rest. Okay? Coat it entirely. You don't want to feel any wet. Wet and oil don't match. Okay? So now we're going to do the rest of these. If you have extra egg, you can see me kind of letting it come off. Let it come off the fish. Okay? Don't. It's just not needed anywhere else. Okay? And again, this is homemade chili powder and a little extra cumin and a little extra garlic. Hi, Briar. She's thinking I'm going to drop something, which is entirely possible. Let's be serious. And you can see, and once I finish this first set, I'm going to bring it over. Actually, once I finish breading, I'll take it over and show you. So, you get the idea. Now one whole level of the fish is done. So I'm going to let that be like that. I'm just going to get the rest of this going. Okay. Again, remember, one hand wet, one hand dry. I know I sound like a broken record, but it beats having a mess on your hands. When you've got to rinse them and scrape your fingers off because the flour mixed with the egg, and next thing you know, you've got a batter that's congealed to your hands. It just doesn't work. At work, we'll do, because I work at a school, and when we actually do our own tenders, this literally will be a process that takes 4 hours with 6 or 8 people doing it together. Because we're doing 400 pounds of chicken to do tenders. We don't do fish nuggets like this. But it is crazy. Things that you do, you know? So anyways, I'm just looking to just kind of get that stuff in. So that's like that. I'm going to rinse my hands real quick. So, fish tacos. We do 2 toppings with it. I'm actually going to show you the recipe when we talk about this. Okay. So, I'm doing 2 layers on this. Cover them up. That way, if there is any moisture that comes through, it's going to go to the paper towels, and it's a little easier, okay? So, that being said, I'm going to turn the camera around, and we're going to talk about toppings, okay? So here, it's a corn salsa. All it is frozen white corn, cilantro, red onion, you can kind of see, a little red bell pepper, a little pickled jalapeno, and lime juice. That's it. It's real simple. Okay, all you gotta do is get everything cut up small. If you want to use a food processor and then mix it with the corn, that works too. In here, you can kind of see some of the bits and pieces. This is a chipotle mayonnaise. So we have chipotle, canned chipotles that we opened. Took some of the adobo, that's the liquid that's around the chipotle peppers. Took the liquid and a little bit of the mash from the chipotles, mixed it with sour cream and mayonnaise, a little lime juice and salt. So that's gonna go on as well. The other things that we put on it, here we go. The other topping that will go on this is shredded cabbage. I buy that pre-cut. It's just easier. Most of your cabbages are so big that you really just don't need more than a quarter or more than a half of a cabbage for this. Unless you have other plans for it, then so be it. So that's where we're at. I'm going to finish breading this, and then we're going to go over to the fry station. We're going to talk about frying the fish and heating up the corn tortillas. Okay? See you in a minute.